How you doing, good people? This is the 8-Bit Animal. And lots of publishers left money on the table during the NES life cycle because they had games that were deep in their development cycle, and then they just canceled them for some reason. Or the game lost its license and they didn't decide to be industrious and rework it so that they could put it back out on the shelves. There are some developers that decided to do that with games. Sunsoft did it very famously with their Terminator game that ended up becoming Journey to Silius. Meanwhile, Sunsoft also had a Superman license, and for whatever reason they didn't finish that game. They didn't put that game out. They tried to turn it into something else and create Sunman, and they just ended up not using the game at all. It's just sitting out there on the ether on the internet. You can get ROMs of it. You can get repro cards of it. But the point I'm trying to make is lots of these publishers did this throughout the life cycle of the NES. And today's game is an example of it. This game was done. This game was showing up in Nintendo Power, and it just never got released for some reason. Probably because it came out and it was supposed to come out in like 1993, and the NES was about done around that time. But you know, what do I know? Today we're going to take a quick look at the very much unreleased but very much completed by that point Time Diver Eon Man. Now, Time Diver Eon Man, the game starts with a crime fighter slash scientist in the year 2052 developing tech that essentially eliminated crime. And a secret organization decides they don't want this to happen. So they take the Skynet approach. Rather than just get rid of him, they decide they want to remove him from the timeline by going back to the past and getting rid of his ancestors. He finds out about this and goes to 1993 to warn his dad, who is a kid at this point. And he tells him, hey, these people coming for me. I'm your son, but I'm grown. But these people coming for me. And I want you to be safe, so this is what I'm gonna do. Well, what unfolds is a game that is relatively short, but still really good. It unfolds over the course of about 5 or 6 stages. Those 5 or 6 stages, the first stage is always the same. It's always LA, 1993. The rest of the stages, or the middle 3 at least, are all randomized. And then you get the rest of the game. And you go between a bunch of different time periods and you fight these aliens, well, these robots and all that stuff that pop up throughout these time periods. You get power-ups every stage. You rescue somebody who kind of tells you what's happening at the end of every stage, that kind of thing. And yeah, while it is a very also ran game as far as mechanics are concerned, it looks good. It sounds good. It controls really, really good. By and large, this is a finished and really good product. But for some reason, Taito didn't give it to us officially. So it's on the internet. The ROM got dumped. The ROM got hacked by some company over in China, I want to say. And they released a bootleg of it. And again, decent enough video game The timing, like in many cases, the timing was just wrong about it. You know? Just, yeah. This is something that if it was released and the right timing was slated for its release, this could have gone really well. Fun fact about this game, it started life as a sequel apparently to Wrath of the Black Manta, which is interesting in and of itself. So clearly this got reworked into what it ended up becoming before it got released, before this happened with it. But this is a very good video game. Shame it didn't get officially released, but there's still plenty of ways that you can play it. Now, if you decide you want to get a copy of Time Diver Eon Man, or you're just curious about it, the ROM was dumped years ago, so you can easily download the ROM and play it on an emulator. There are repro carts that are out in the wild of it, and you can play them like that. They work perfectly fine as long as you're not trying to play them on a Retron 5. Those run about 25 to, I'm gonna say 25 to 45 bucks, and they're pretty easy to get your hands on. So if you really are curious about this game, it's not hard to get a copy, and you'll thoroughly enjoy yourself in the process. This has been the 8-Bit Animal, and I'll catch you beautiful people tomorrow. Tomorrow. Wait. I gotta beat the game 4 times to get the good ending. Man, if this bad, we gonna fight.